Hey guys, it's Maymay and continuing in our masculine project series for the month of June. Today we're making a Dad's Day coupon book and I'm giving you this free printable to make this happen. Now on this sheet you'll see that there are 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 coupons and a cover for your little book. And this guy is super easy to make, and if you've got kids at home right now, this will be a fun one for them to do. So here's what you're going to need to start with. You're going to need 10 pieces that are 6 inches by 2 1/4. Now I'm gonna have these dimensions and that PDF and a blog post for you in the description below, so you'll be able to get that there. Now once you've got this cut, you're going to take your scoreboard and you're going to score it at 1 inch. Now this piece that I'm using here is my template, and you might want to make a template for your little guys too. It'll make life easy. Let me show you what I'm going to do. On this one, I'm going to write the word template right here, so I'll know this is not one that I'm using for my book, and I'll have it over and over again. So I've scored it here at 1 inch, okay, and I'm going to darken that in so you can see it. Now you're going to need a 1 inch circle punch or something pretty similar, okay? What I'm going to do is using that score mark, which you won't color in, I just have it so you can see it. I'm going to take my little 1 inch, I'm going to hold it this way, it'll be easier. I'm going to take my 1 inch punch, and I'm going to slide it up in here almost halfway, and with that black line in the center, with my score line in the center, and punch. Now I want to cover that because I want to keep this little guy. I need him to be the rest of my template maker. Okay, so I have that little nick cut out there. Now I'm going to take him and line him up with my score line at the bottom here. Okay, and I'm going to trace him just like so. And then you probably can't see that. I'll hold it up to the camera in a second so you can see it. And then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to put the score line at the end of the page, and I'm going to trace the edge because I only want a half circle down here. If you haven't guessed, we're making this look like a ticket book. And then I'm going to come down here and do the same thing. I just think this will be fun for your little guys to do. I know in my Sunday school class and children's church classes, the kids like to use punches, and I thought this would be a fun one for them. Okay, so now that you've got this done, you're going to punch here. Of course, not all ages can do the punching, but once you make the templates, they can assemble the rest. So there's one part of our ticket. And now down here, we're just going to punch these little partial half circles like so, just following the line of our little cheat sheet we used earlier. Okay, so check that out. That is our template. Now we want to add down here, we want to add some holes. So what I'm going to do is come in 1/2 inch from here, and here's something really cool. If you have the Tim Holtz ruler, you know it has these grids on the inside. So I'm going to come in 1/4 inch from the edge. So let me lay that on the edge so it'll make sense to you guys. So using that grid mark, I've come in 1/4 inch, and then I'm going to come down to 1/2 inch and make a mark. And then I'm going to do the same from the bottom, 1/2 inch up, and make a mark. And that's going to be where I'm going to put my little holes for my twine to go through. So just like this, over my little hole there, I'm going to make a little hole punch. And then over the other one, the same thing. Now remember, this is your template. So you don't mind if you use, a pen or a pencil, a dark mark that you can see because you're just making a template. Now what I want you to do is get the pages that you're going to use for your actual coupon book pages, and this is one of mine. So here's what I'm going to do. Now that my template is made, this is going to be super easy. All right, so this is where I would get younger kids started. You've made them the template, so you'll just line this up on your paper underneath on your cardstock, and then let them take the pencil and trace this circle, this half circle, and this half circle, and this quarter circle, and this quarter circle, and then put a little mark or a good size mark where the hole should be. So let them do that all the way through, and that will be fun for them. Depending on ages, because it depends on what you got at home. Some of them could do everything we just did, could make the template. Some could just follow my video and do it from the video. But if you got little guys, just think about what ages they are and give them the job that most suits them. Oh, I forgot to make my little hole mark, so let's do that. There we go. And then we'll just go right back to our punch and do our punches. Now I'm just going to line these two up and punch those holes at the same time, which you can do with your kids also, or they can do them one at a time. They kind of enjoy the punching. Now I have a bunch already punched out from my template, but I forgot to score them. So I'm going to put them in my scoreboard and do a little 1 inch score mark here. Now my plan for this 1 inch mark is because this is going to be where Dad will eventually tear off his coupon. Is that the score mark? But I want to tell you, you may have one of those perforated trimmers, you know, that puts the perforated line in, or you might also have a sewing wheel, and you can run your sewing wheel up here. Also, there's another little piece, and I have one somewhere, but I don't know where it is. Another little piece you can use with your scoreboard to run up and make the perforated edges. So think about that. Think about what you got in your stash that you can make perforated edges with. You can even do it on your Cricut if you wanted to, but this will work just fine. I don't know about y'all, but when I was a kid, I would make my dad coupon books. And he would rarely cash them in. And most of the time when he would cash them in, we would let him keep the coupon anyway. And sometimes my brother and I would be funny and we would like sign it. Like we were such a fancy little store or something. So Dad doesn't necessarily have to tear these out, because a lot of times dads like to keep them just because they're so cute. But you think about what you got and make your perforated edge, or don't. I think Dad could tear this away pretty easy with just that little score line. All right, now for the more fun. So with the little PDF that I give you, here's what you'll do. You'll line this up and have the little dotted line to the edge of your cut line. You see, I'm just cutting right to the outside edge of my dotted line. And I'm going to cut all the way around first. And once you cut that first line, everything else gets easier. Now, I will warn you, okay? If your printer is like my printer, it never wants to feed paper straight. So this may get a little crooked and I may have to adjust for myself. So you might want to do that with your trimmer. But for the little guys or for your kids, just let them use scissors and just show them where to cut in between the dotted lines. Here again, you can see I have a set of dotted lines down the middle. So if you cut down the middle of those dotted lines, you keep them on either coupon. And this is your front cover. So I'm going to cut that away. And then just slice through each one of these guys. Now I want you to notice too, I left them blank. I did not put what should be on the coupon because I started trying to think of things and I was like, yeah, this works for like my dad or dads in my life, but there's no telling what could work for yours, because maybe in your house, you want to give dad like a free car wash coupon, but in my house, Vince has a subscription to a local car wash, so he just takes it through there. For him, he might rather have like a vacuuming, like a free vacuuming of his truck, or maybe he would rather have help in the garage, you know, clean a day of garage cleaning or something like that. So think what's specific for your dad, maybe even breakfast in bed. Think about that and write in what you would want to do for him. All right, now to assemble. So all my colors of my papers are different. I just did like this. I did 2 of each one of these guys. And I like that it works with a 6x6 pad, because you know me and my 6x6 pads, right? So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I've got one too many. I think I'm going to get rid of the navy. It's a little dark. Okay, so I'm going to pick my cover is red, and then I'm just going to go through and alternate putting the other colors in like so. And then I'll start back at red, and then go to this blue, and then this gray, and then this one. So they'll all be alternated colors. So see how I've just stacked them up like that? Isn't that cute? All right, so we're going to start with the first one, and we're going to put Dad's coupon book on the first one. All right, so we're going to glue the cover to this one, and I want to remind you, I'm making this very simple so that you guys can put this together, but you can certainly deck this little coupon book out any way you want. Imagine letting the kids color these little pages or write notes to Dad on the back of each one of these. Maybe on the back they could write, you know, 9 or 10 reasons why I love you on the back of each one. Wouldn't that be cute? Okay, so I'm going to run through and glue a coupon down to each page. I want to tell you why I'm doing this. I just made this PDF as like a Pages or Word document on my computer, and I just used text box to do it. So if you wanted to change this and not make it for Dad, maybe you wanted to make like a Valentine one, or if you wanted to make something for Mom or what have you, you could totally do this just using your computer and whatever software you have, Pages or Word, depending on your software, and just make a little document for yourself and make it as personal as you want. Another thing I think would be super cute. Now this would be, you'd have to help with this one, but something that'd be super cute is for the child to, or the dad to cash in the coupon, okay? And then while that work is being done, if Mom or Grandma or somebody was to snap a photo of it, and instead of tearing these out, add the photo to the back of each coupon, and then when all these coupons are cashed in, you then have a mini album as well. Wouldn't that be cute? Put a little photo of the work being done. That to me would be adorable. The kid's in the kitchen making dad breakfast or something on the back of his little coupon, and then you have a keepsake forever. So many things you can do with this one. I thought I had one left over, but I didn't. I obviously can't count. So it's 10 sheets. For some reason, I had 8 in my head, so I did need this navy one. And that's okay. It's going to be my last page, so that's good. Okay, so here's Dad's coupon book, and now we need to string it together. Now, I used the small hole on my crocodile. You could use the large one, but I think I'm going to be able to string my bead threader through here and pull, yeah, and I can just pull my twine through to make this an easier job. So I'm going to do that and then pull my twine through. Just like so. I love this bead threader. It makes life so easy. And then I'm just going to come through the front this time so I can thread that through the back. And you could even use, if you're, like I said, if you're doing this with little kids, much smaller kids, just think about their hand dexterity. And if you need to use the bigger hole, use the bigger hole. Whatever you need to do for them to make it easy. All right, and now we're just going to tie this together. Now, also, there are other ways you could put this together if you didn't want to use baker's twine. You could do it with a ribbon. You could even use, are they split pins? Are there like book brads, you know, the ones that open in the back? I forget the name of them. I think we just call them kind of brads, but you could use that, whatever you wanted to use to make this happen. I just think this is kind of cute. You could even just glue that in together if you wanted to. But how cute is that little coupon book to give to Dad? And so easy. And then he can just flip through and pick his coupon. And like I said, if you were to leave the coupon in and then put a photo on the back and maybe even journal about what they did, how cute would that be? I love that idea. My strings are a little long. Y'all know I can't handle it. I always give myself too much string, so I'm going to trim some of that off. So there you go, guys. There is your Dad's Day coupon book. And you know I want to see these. If you and your children or the kids in your house make these for Dad, I would love to see you guys making them, a picture of you with them, or even just your finished project. You can share that with us on our website at maymaymadeit.com under our customer gallery. And don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you found this useful for you. Thanks so much for being here today. Talk to you again next time. Bye-bye.